So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the game last night. There are way too many articles saying that Cam Newton destroyed his own career with the press conference and destroyed his NFL image. But if you listen closely in the videos, I can post a link. It seems as if he left because he was being interviewed next to Chris Harris, one of the defensive backs on Denver's side. And it looks as if Chris Harris was right next to him, and he was all excited, obviously, so he was talking really loud. And I don't know whose idea it was to have the press conference with Cam right next to the defensive backs. Chris Harris said, here's a quote, "Throw the ball. Can he even throw the ball?" Of course Cam's gonna be pissy about that. He was actually being mature and walked away instead of saying anything. That's the real reason he walked away. I think it makes more sense. He was answering the questions. He obviously didn't want to talk. He was being very terse, and I don't see why people are blaming him for not wanting to talk after losing the biggest game of his career. Imagine the one thing you want most in the world, and imagine that you've worked your way up to it for an entire year, and it's right in front of you, and you can grab it. It's within arm's reach. The one thing you want most in the world. And then it just disappears, and you can't have it anymore, and someone else has it, and you only have yourself to blame. Then imagine that hundreds of news reporters are trying to ask you about it, ask you how you feel, and are going to show it to the world. Would you want to talk to them after that? I wouldn't, and I don't see why Cam is expected to. But if you think that's immature, then look at yourself and think how you would react in that situation. Even Peyton at the end of the game, congratulations to Peyton. I love Peyton Manning. I'm not a fan of the Broncos, but Peyton Manning, obviously, I'm a fan. But Peyton was pushing aside reporters because he wanted to go celebrate with his team and probably his family. Is anyone talking shit about Peyton? No, because it's Peyton Manning. Who's going to talk shit? It's kind of ridiculous that Cam is getting all this bad talk right now because he just wanted to be alone. Peyton didn't want to be questioned by reporters. Cam didn't either, so it's no big deal. They just walked away. They're humans too, let them have their time. I think if anyone should be getting called immature or childish, it should be Aqib Talib for his comments about getting it in with his wife and hopping on stage and falling all over the place, all that. But even that, he just won the Super Bowl. Let him celebrate. That's stupid. You shouldn't call any of them childish. It's a game. They're all happy. Let them celebrate. If anything, I think it's childish for all these reporters to write and bad talk all these players. Aqib Talib is catching some bad talk, but not nearly as much as Cam. And I think that's childish, that you would write entire articles bad talking players. A guy didn't want to talk and had his opponent talking about how he can't play football. That's his career. Cam can play football. And to hear someone right next to you on the opposing team say, can this guy even throw the football? Of course he's gonna be pretty pissed off at that, and he didn't do anything about it. He just walked away. I don't think that's immature. You guys can say what you want, but whatever. Peyton literally said that Cam was extremely humble after the game. Cam went straight up to Peyton and congratulated him. Here's what Peyton said about Cam Newton after the game. He said, this is exactly what he said. "Sure, I tell ya, Cam couldn't have been nicer to me. He was extremely humble. He congratulated me, wished me the best. I told him just congratulations on his outstanding season and just what a great future he has ahead of him. He'll be back in that game, I can promise ya. So I've been on that side of it. It is tough. It is not an easy pill to swallow. But he was very nice to me, and I really appreciated that." This doesn't sound like the immature child that the media is making Cam out to be. Who cares that he walked out of his press conference? He wanted to be alone, and he was being bad talked, literally 5 feet next to him. So, do you guys think Cam was being childish? Let me know in the comments, and argue with me if you want. I think Cam is not in the wrong, and it's ridiculous that the media is rubbing this in his face after he lost the game that he's been working for all year. So comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.